primeira vez do Startup Weekend, o iniciativa do Techstars vai ter uma visão da realidade virtual aplicada à realidade virtual e à realidade aumentada, misturada com os negócios. Isto vai ocorrer em Lisboa, entre 12 a 14 de julho, e o Anete vai falar um pouquinho sobre isso. O David vai falar um pouquinho também sobre as oportunidades que para startups desta área nós temos com a VRARA. Bom, eu sou o Luís Martins, eu sou o Tiago Moura, nós juntos fazemos. Nós ensaiamos tanto. É isso, também faz parte disso. Sim, exatamente. Nós juntos fazemos a programação da VRARA. A VRARA é uma associação com diversas, uma associação de organizações. Nós, neste momento, temos cerca de 8 membros na VRARA em Portugal, sendo que um deles está aqui connosco, ao lado,
represent the Portuguese chapter. Just like they represents the Taiwanese chapter. And we are a network association that gathers members work in the VRARA industry sector, all from all around the world. So our aim is to foster networking and develop relations and whatnot, and bring people together so that they can work better, faster, and get the better results of what they do, wherever they are. So we have, again, chapters all over the world, a lot of them in the US. We have chapters pretty much on every continent. Right now, for just other quick numbers from the top of my head, we have 60 companies working in VR space. 75. Okay.
Although on our ecosystem report, we only had 62.
That's it. Yeah.
Like 6 months ago, so we had that.
Yeah. So from that, we were able to evangelize and convert them. And from that only, we've had like a few interesting opportunities. And I can speak for myself because I've been, before becoming chapter co-president of the region, I was a client first. So then I got in touch with the association and got told of its potential. And because of that, I was very hands-on. And obviously, we are also a part of it on another level. So the invitation was really great for me, but also I've been able to meet a lot of people in the world thanks to not only our Slack channel, but also all the events that we have all around the world. And whenever there's a major event like VRX or some other events around the world, there's always discounts, there's always exclusive benefits like Mobile World Congress last year. All members could join for free. They just stood for a few minutes, giving a helping hand brought a booth. So that's the kind of things that we develop. We try to get people together and leverage opportunities, especially networking opportunities. So I think that's enough for our sales pitch.
Well, at the online platform.
Oh, yes.
So you've got committees. I'm on the healthcare committee.
Yeah,
I'm on
all the committees. Yeah.
Open AR committee, and a couple of others.
I run the gaming committee, so yeah.
Yeah, those are great webinars, committees, access to the directory,
Yeah.
online, white papers in your industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a whole big long list of
Yeah.
online platforms.
One other training, so
Training.
offering just to
Yeah.
go in.
Training,
Yeah, and we do everything at the VRAR.com.
webinars,
Exactly.
online courses. There's a ton.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much for being here. And without further ado, you just.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you very much, Louis. And I'm sorry, Louis and Tiago. Just jump right in. If you have any questions, you don't need to wait to the end. Okay, so I think everyone has very high English level, and you're speaking English, so I guess I normally speak to Chinese-speaking audiences. My Chinese is intermediate, let's say, after 25 years. It should be better. So, but I lived in China about 7 years, and in Taiwan about 7 years. And way back when, about 25 years ago, I was an Asian studies graduate student at Harvard, and so I love to study about Chinese history. So, kind of the bigger picture, you know, I really see this, and Louis and I were talking about this earlier, bringing diverse groups of people together. And that's really what it's about now. So I know we have some people not from VRAR, maybe not from technology, which that's fine. You know, you want to combine the technology, the VR, AR, or XR, MR. You hear these terms as well. No set definition, right? Extended reality or mixed reality, virtual reality. And some people say it's all virtual reality, you know. So you want to combine this, the eyes. This really the eyes. then we bring in the brain, the AI, then we bring in the artificial intelligence, we bring in the other technologies. So I see bringing diverse groups together is what Louis and I were talking about, is really now where something new emerges, right? And that's why you're here, right? You've got to, I met from the New York Times, a famous reporter who wrote a famous book, a guy named Thomas Friedman. He came to Taipei, and one of the things he said was, you've got to row the boat. You're in the whitewater rapids right now with the economy, with the world economy, with digitalization, and all this new technology. You've got to row the boat faster and faster. And you've got to meet new people, come to events like this. So thank you for coming. You've got to really put yourself out there now. You've got to go to more events. You've got to meet more people. You've got to, take more online courses, MOOCs, M-O-O-C, massive open online course. I sign up for 30 or 40 at a time. I don't always finish them. I sign up for 30 or 40. I download 30 or 40 books at a time, 100 journals. I mean, you've just got to do more. You've got to come to the events, join the associations, network, join the committees. You've got to do more and more to help you, your family, your business. You've got to do more. And on a bigger scale, I'm going somewhere with this, I like to think of it, this era we're in now, we're kind of coming together of West and East, right? Europe and U.S., whatever, West to Western culture, civilization, and Eastern, China, Taiwan, and throughout Asia. So I like to call it we, W-E, we, coming together of West and East. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I was in China, as they say, 7 years. I've been in Taiwan 7 years, done business at an investment company in Taiwan. I do investments. I have a technology systems integration company. So we invest in companies. I'm also head of a fund with a Silicon Valley investor, very famous investor. He's one of the Forbes list top 10 investors. So we have a European fund, a Dubai fund, we've got another fund in the US, and we're starting another fund, about 100 million US dollars. I'll talk about some of those things. But yeah, my company is an advisory service, Asian investments and systems integration. And I guess we really see ourselves as the bridge. We're the, ones assisting Taiwan and Chinese companies and companies throughout Asia going global. And then global companies and companies from Europe, US, and other parts of the world maybe coming to Taiwan or doing business in Taiwan, and that also means in China and Hong Kong as well. No matter what you've heard about the political situation, Taiwan is still the #1 trading partner of China. A lot of Taiwanese investing billions of dollars in China, so long history, as you know, between Taiwan and China. And you read the big news reports, but the day-to-day, there's a lot of trade, and so don't be worried about that. I know some people were a little worried about doing business with Taiwan versus China. Sometimes we need to change the name, call ourselves Chinese Taipei or something like that when we sign the agreement. But that's okay. It's that's really all they care about. China's not trying to prevent Taiwan from doing business. Sometimes they just force them to change the name on the contract or something. So that's really what it's all about. So I think combining the different areas, combining the West and the East, combining the technologies, combining the different industries, no matter if you're in manufacturing or if you're in travel or healthcare, it doesn't matter. You're combining all of those areas now to create something new, where something new emerges. Because when we've gone through the 4 industrial revolutions, right? And we discovered everything that could be discovered. We experimented, and we came up with everything that you can experiment and come up with. And now, in order to come up with new innovations and new ideas, we need to recombine, and we need to synthesize, right? So that means bringing the VRAR, whether it's VRAR or other technologies, and bringing different people, from marketing. We have some people from marketing. We have people from, you could be in philosophy. You could be an artist, and you could still contribute to VRAR. You can be in computer science. You can be in technology. But it's really about bringing together diverse groups. So I'll tell you again a little more about me. I won't spend too much. Did 4 master's degrees, MBA in healthcare administration at Indiana University, another master's at Harvard, and then another master's in MIS IT. Was management for Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies that built 10, either founded or helped build 10 startup companies. And we've had several exits, $10, $20 million, so made a few million each. So had those exits. I've kind of gone back and forth either between academia, being a college professor, to startup, to back. Sometimes you have to you combine, right? So you go into academia and then you learn something. You start a startup and you learn something from there. And maybe back to the big, some people like to go to the big guys, the big Fortune 100 companies, and learn something there. So, done a lot of those things. My executive VP spent 10 years in international project management. Also often need translator. My Chinese is pretty good, but I don't think I could give a full-length high-tech or investment seminar or workshop or anything in Chinese at that level. So we also usually need to hire translators. We have to translate all the documents. So companies from Europe, coming from Portugal, wherever, wanting to enter the Taiwan market or China market, we can do all the, translate all the documents, get translators, host all the events. So we have a long history, like I say, combining the West and East. And, I saw this as a natural a connection, right, between, maybe there's some debate on the history of this, but anyway, it makes for a good story. So, we have a long history, right, hundreds of years connection between Taiwan and Portugal. So, I'm a big believer, the universe brought me here for a reason, so we can create something, co-create something new together. I don't know what it's going to be. We say courage is going down the road and taking the step somewhere where you don't know what the end result will be. But to me, it seemed a natural connection, right, between Portugal and Taiwan to begin to build these bridges and to co-create something together. And a little bit about Taiwan. It's consistently known as one of the top 10 or 20, best places to live, the happiest places to live. It's always on the top 10 or 20 list. Best places to do business. And what else did we get? We got best places for foreigners to live, best places to travel. The STEM scores, math, science, engineering scores are some of the highest around. So, we're building this startup community in Taiwan now. Before, as you know, Taiwan was traditionally a manufacturing country. So HTC, Acer, Computer, a lot of these. So now, I mean, there's always been entrepreneurship, right? This goes back, just like the Portuguese culture, back to the Chinese culture, hundreds of years ago, the trading, entrepôts, trading, learning how to manage money, how to manage risk. So I would think there would be a lot of similarities there as well. We have some institutes. One of our partners is also finding these similarities with Israel. So they do the Taiwan-Israel Institute. There's kind of this long history as well, and in business. And so I think the cultures, I think there's probably a lot of similarities from that, I would think, in Taiwan. So I think that's good. And we've worked with many of the city mayors. We work with the Taiwan government ministers. I was on the Taipei Mayor's Angel Board to give input on how we can attract more foreign investment, more foreign business to Taiwan. We got all the websites in English for the first time ever, where you can apply for grants, loans. So like here, I'm sure, and like a lot of places, they welcome foreign startups that want to come there. So it's not really about attracting. I don't want to attract away from here. We want to also, be the back and forth bridge. Startups to Lisboa, to Lisbon, and to Portugal, and just a collaboration and exchange of ideas. It could be delegations. We have taken even startup delegations to different places, Silicon Valley, so perhaps we could bring them to Europe. We brought the largest VR, AR delegation I'll show later to Vancouver, to the VR, AR summit that Louis was talking about. That was postponed. It was going to be here in Lisbon. It would be here next year. So we brought the largest delegation, so this could be the start of relationship here. We'll bring a very large delegation next year to Lisbon from Taiwan. And Taiwan has what's called it began as the 5+2, and then they kept adding on. The pillar industries are Asian, Silicon, and now we're creating something I'll show you, called Asian Silicon Valley. So you have Silicon Valleys here, Silicon Valleys all over. And we're working with, I'll talk about another project with European partners of mine to create global Silicon Valleys, which will be on and offline hubs. But here we've got biomedical, smart machinery, green energy, defense. So we're working with one city is known as a smart machinery city, and they're looking to see how they can use VR, AR for like precision machinery and things like that. Of course, defense industry, we've got quite a few VR, AR uses. Healthcare, medical, biotech, a lot of uses working with biotech companies, pharmaceutical companies, where you could literally walk through the DNA, right? The molecules, scientists, and we have the full room-sized equipment where you can be in Taipei and say Boston, collaborating with one of the big institutes, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, or Joslin Diabetes Center at Harvard. And you're here, walking through the molecules and manipulating the molecules with somebody in Boston, between Taipei and Boston. So that area is, and this is one we're focusing quite a bit on, because I was a hospital administrator, medical center administrator for 5 years, my first career. And so healthcare, medical, we really had to pick one area because there's so many areas. Right now I say you've got to row your boat faster and faster. It's kind of like choo, choo, choo. So with this digital world, we say, hey, about a year or two years ago, we said, let's focus. We still do other areas, manufacturing, industry 4.0, machine factory automation and things like that. And we do a lot of areas because you can apply this. But we focus on healthcare, medical, biotech quite a bit. That's really our main area. So quite a bit here in Taiwan, building up this area, and in circular economy, green energy, these types of projects. And then they've added in digital economy, cultural innovation, semiconductors, and IC design, integrated circuits. And I'll show you a little, so how do I engage the videos? Have to do that manually? Okay, go ahead. Okay. So this is a little bit on our Asian Silicon Valley. It's about a $3.6 billion project over the next few years.
Silicon Valley and Taiwan have already been loyal business partners for decades. The creation of the Asian Silicon
We work very closely. There have been some VRAR developments already just to show, do walkthroughs, what it will look like. And we're planning more of a smart city VRAR project ongoing, which will be much bigger.
Taiwan's IoT Grand Alliance, thousands of R&D clusters, manufacturing, and startups form the foundation for this initiative. With profound Asian cultural insights and brilliant local talent, Taiwan is ready to serve as a powerful engine to the IoT industry and contribute
So big in IoT, Internet of Things.
for the future.
Everyone knows IoT microcontrollers, little controllers you have
Asian Silicon Valley Development
oops,
Agency was
in
established
your
on December 20,
smart house or smart
based on
city,
Taiwan's hardware
smart manufacturing plant.
SBVA is assisting the IoT industry
What was it?
to develop 9 innovation.
Did it start over?
Smart transportation.
Oh, it started over. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So big areas IoT, Internet of Things, manufacturing the smart, micro controllers you put in things like your light and your to allow you to see through. Is everybody familiar? See through the walls, essentially. So I can see through. I can put on my AR glasses, augmented reality glasses. If I'm I could be the guy cleaning the building, but now I'm empowered to see if there's a problem with the lights, the pipes, the water. So I have a small sensor. I have my AR glasses. I can walk through for, they go MRO, maintenance, repair, operations. You're familiar? So I have the AR glasses. I can just look into the wall, look in, but I'm seeing it in my glasses. The water pipes or the electric. I can adjust. We have AR with iPad. You can adjust the LED. You can check the LED lights, so it's green, smart energy, green energy, things like that. So let me just move on. Now, this is another project we're working on to combine. We have our Taiwan Silicon Valley. This is together with partners here in Europe, in Copenhagen, Denmark, and my partners in Silicon Valley. So my partner in Silicon Valley is a famous investor. He's done 120 deals, $8 billion companies, unicorns, $10 billion company, and he's got another 10 companies that are about 30 billion out of 120 investments. So he's kind of famous in Silicon Valley. He's the Forbes list, top 10 on the Forbes list. And he's able to open a lot of doors because of his name and his investment experience. We've got a $100 million US dollar fund, and he's opening doors now to Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, these types of big names. He's done deals with Elon Musk and things like that. Now, my little part is I'm looking to open one of the hubs in Taiwan. So that will be one of the first, potentially 3 to 4 of these. We're calling them SVI, Silicon Valley International. And my partner is in Nice, France. He's Danish. He's working with, we partnered with the Nobel family in Sweden. So you know the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Prize, right? Michael Nobel wants to see good things happen in the world, right? So he wants to see sustainability, projects related to sustainability. And what's that mean? To sustain, right? Something sustains itself. Like a green economy, right? Like a circular economy. Most people think of a circular economy, right? It's just smart, right? It's smart business, like recycling or green energy, these types of things. Things that are good for the environment, good for the social, have a social impact, and he wants to, see good things happen in the world. So I think it's a good cause, a good movement. It's a for-profit. It's not a social. I also do social business, social enterprise. It's not, but now business is becoming social, right? Because we've got young people now. As of next year, will be like half, 50% of the workforce will be millennials. Millennials, like young people. So they demand, that we do some good, right? That we stop destroying the environment, things like that. So this project, we will invest in other types of projects. It's an on and offline platform. So it will be hubs around the world, but it will also be an online platform with 10,000 investors, 10,000, and 450 family offices. So family offices are these offices that manage the money, the wealth of the biggest families in the world. A lot of billionaires, millionaires, billionaires. They want to do good things, right? And so they want to also have some social impact. So a lot of people out there that are involved in philanthropy and social impact, we want to bring them in to kind of good, projects that help the world. It could be healthcare, it could be really anything, green energy, healthcare, community. So this one thing we're working on could be an opportunity here. I'm working on this in Asia and in Taiwan. I don't know what the situation is here, but if anyone's interested in heading this up, let me know. I can talk to my partner in Copenhagen, see what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing yet in Portugal. But there may be some opportunity to work on this. So I thought I'd mention that. We had a big success this past year. We closed investment on $27 million US. It's called Interactive Digital Center. And this is, how many is it? 3 floors? We have three floors of this entire building, about like this building here. And we have a VR, AR showroom, probably the size of from here to maybe over there. One whole floor is all, we say from phone to dome. Dome is the full, room size equipment. You get inside. You used to call it a cave. The cave was developed in Chicago, right? So you actually get inside as projectors, and you can connect, like I said, between Taipei and Lisbon. We can connect. You have the cave here, but we also use, we say from phone to dome, because we have the phone, iPad, iDesk, 3D iDesk. It's about this big, and we have the 80-inch iBench. It's about this. It's like a big widescreen TV, And then we have every kind of AR and VR that you can imagine, from HTC Vive to Facebook Oculus, and then Microsoft HoloLens. They work with every company, so they're with neutral. We say neutral. But they have their own platform. So the platform is what they have. The platform to create VR, AR in the cloud. You say in the cloud, right? Like SaaS, everyone know? Software as a service. So you can kind of think of it as VR. They haven't created a term yet, but like VR, AR, AAS, maybe? Good creator, right? VR, AR as a service. So you're creating, it's like drag and drop. If you can create in PowerPoint, and that's the direction everyone's going, like Samaria, Amazon Samaria, some of them are just amazing now. You can just, like chatbot. Theirs is not so advanced like Amazon's and some of the others, but I don't know how well it really works, but it looks good. They have one now, you can just say, create living room. You know, it's an NLP, natural language processing. I always want to say, I don't want to say neuro-linguistic programming. It's the other NLP. That's good too. We can do that with VR. Program your mind, the other NLP. So you can chatbot, right? This platform doesn't have it. It's based on a platform, but we have equipment, and it's really an ecosystem. It's an incubator, like here. It's an incubator, it's an accelerator, it's a VR AR school. So we train and certify 100 students a year. Well, they're starting out with 50 now, it just opened. But it's supposed to ramp up to 100. So we'll train and certify with like a international certification for VR AR. And actually I'm still trying to get them, and they're not in my VR AR, even though I closed the deal, because we have a local Taiwan VR AR association too. So they see us, they think we're competition, but I thought we're not. We want to partner with them, but because they're part of the government, you know. They're part of the government, so they have their own VR association. So they had to become part of that. And that's okay, because we closed the investment deal. But now it's run by the investors. They hire, they have their own operations people that run it. But our job is just to do the marketing strategy, go-to-market plan, go-to-market strategy. We do this for companies, international companies that come to Taiwan, and we will raise the investment for them. We're still a shareholder, and we're part owner of this, but they have their own operations. But it's a school, it's an incubator, it's an accelerator, it's a public showroom, and a startup. They've got entrepreneur school. So they actually have a startup. They have a startup school and a lot of really cool stuff. So everyone told us this was impossible. So we were pretty proud that we didn't give up. 2 years, we just kept pushing forward. We talked to anybody in Taiwan, ministers, mayors, university presidents, top CEOs. Everyone was sick of hearing of VRAR. But we just kept talking about it, and we kept showing them, not just talking about it, we kept bringing them to our centers, showing them, and we believe this is good for the economy, it's good to train people, it's good to create startups, and we were able to create this center in, there's a few of these centers here in Europe. There's one in France, Laval, France, there's one in Manchester, England, and there's one in, France, England. I think they opened one in Paris. They just opened one in Italy. So they've opened quite a few of these centers. I'm trying to think how many. Globally, I think there's 35 now globally. And they want to open, I think 100 total. Something like 100 in the next couple of years is the goal. So some of the big companies in Taiwan all investing in VR/AR. So this is really the area to be in. Whether you're a telecom company, whether you're a computer company, my brother, my Taiwan brother, is ASUS. They're developing. He's always talking about they're developing quite a few, secret VR/AR apps now, platforms and things. Our big telecom company, and then of course HTC Vive. They just set up a $100 million US dollars fund last year to fund VR AR startups. This is like $100 million. So HTC will fund, and then there's quite a few funds, as you know, in China, the Alibaba Fund and quite a few there. So we're integrating all of these, as I mentioned a little bit, the IoT, Internet of Things, and then IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things. So this way, in 5 years, you'll be able to walk into a factory and put on the glasses and just go to work. That's the belief, right? Within 5 years, you put on the glasses. I can go into the factory, look at my factory. That's IIoT, Industrial Internet of Things. So I can go up to a machine. It will show me what's wrong with the machine, how to open the machine up. Well, they're working on this for your coffee pot at home or something too. Right? But you can open the machine up, how to fix the machine. If I need to bring somebody in, like Skype, like a video Skype or something, an engineer, I can bring them in on the video with a camera. So that's IoT. It'll show me how to close it, and I can put a little note, annotation it's called. So I can make a note. David fixed this machine, this date, and then I can put what I did. And I give you the glasses. Tomorrow you walk through, you can see what I did. That's IoT. And then we're integrating it with robotics and the cloud, augmented reality cloud, and some other technologies. We have a program called DPPC, Design, Plan, Pitch, Connect. We also work with some former people from Sequoia Investments, and they have their own more in-depth, they go into more of the in-depth valuations and financial forecasting and things like that as well. So this one is fairly basic, but we'll just go through the startup process. I'm on TV in China quite a bit, and Taiwan as well. When I was in China, I was there quite a bit. Radio, TV, somewhat kind of known over there. I've kind of been known online a little bit by a few million people for the last 20 years when the internet started. Doing quite a bit of marketing online, so millions of people knew me online and doing webinars and stuff like that. I haven't done it as much as I used to, but there for a time, quite a few people. I still reach probably, I don't know, hundreds of thousands to millions. So we can do marketing, and we have databases we can market in Taiwan and also in China. So if someone's looking to market in Asia, it's something that we can help you with as well. We do events. We do VRAR events. We also do, it's called the Innovation Forum that we do every year. And it's called the Taiwan Innovation Forum. And let's see, I think I have a little video here of our 2018 VRAR Forum. There we go. And this year we decided to combine, again, we're always thinking of new ways. We're going to combine with healthcare and medtech this year. And we decided to just focus on healthcare and medtech. We have partners who investors that own medical clinics. They want to partner with us. We're going to form a new joint venture with them. And so we're just going to focus on healthcare and medtech. Like I say, you really have to kind of pick a niche market. Hardware, manufacturing. See, it's all in Chinese. You may not understand. Does anybody speak Chinese? So that's always one of the challenges, the language barrier. A lot of the events, I will do all the events in Chinese. And the speaker is always in Chinese. We have to translate all the documents in Chinese. It's a lot of work. The head of the IoT Center at one of the universities in Taiwan. It's one of our partners. Yes, we did do some translation here for at least the labels on it. We're out of time here, better move on. But I can share this with anyone that wants to see it. Let me see here. Let me just go through some of these quick. Again, coming to Lisbon next year. Hopefully we'll bring our large delegation that we brought to Vancouver. We can bring them to Lisbon next year. And we just had our big Taiwan called Computex this year. Quite a few VRAR companies there. They have one whole room, exhibition room. It's just nothing but startups. This is our famous event. Okay. So, as I mentioned, we are looking to focus on aesthetics. I hadn't really thought of this before, but one of our big investors we invest in a genetic blood testing company, and another investor I brought in is a famous doctor who has many aesthetic clinics in Taiwan and also in China. And he's got many investors that he's going to bring in with us. And we're going to focus on nothing but healthcare and aesthetics. So it will not only be aesthetics, so I don't want to be too shallow. But it really health and wellness. So this could be for exercise. I mean, it could be your genes for fat cells. What is that running? Let's see, maybe just a few more minutes here. Oh, the batteries. I don't plug it in. I started to plug it. Oh, I guess I didn't plug in. Oh, I know. I was getting my adapter. That was it. I think we started talking and I got my adapter. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, I may be going. I don't want to go over too much. But if anybody's in healthcare or med tech interested in this area, we're planning to set up these smart clinics. Well, we've already started the smart clinics, but we're looking to bring in more of the VR, AR, AI, artificial intelligence, and other technologies. We've already begun setting up the genetic, it's a 1-hour genetic blood test, and some of the diagnostics. So you'll be able to walk in, get like a body scan. You've seen these body scans they're doing different places. Get your diagnostics done, your vitals. This will all be automated. So you'll walk into the clinic and we'll just walk through the stations. And we'll have your genetic test done. So we'll be able to practice precision, individualized healthcare based on your genes. Right now, it's just we said the shotgun approach, and this will be the precision approach. Right now, in medicine, you just get what everybody else gets, right? So this will be customized, individualized healthcare. We're focusing again on aesthetics because we have the aesthetic clinics. Our partner is also the doctor. He's an AI programmer. He's co-president of the VRAR Association. So he is avid VRAR user. He uses AR in his clinics. So we do have the AR in the clinics. We want to expand it and bring in other types of IBM Watson Knowledge Studio and other types of AI. So this can be very easily integrated. with EHR, electronic health records, EMR, electronic medical records. So I can look at you with AR glasses. The patient comes in, and I can know your medical history, including your genetic makeup, your biomarker, your DNA. So I don't need to look back and forth. Right now, it's very impersonal. The doctor has to look at the computer and back, or they go and look at the computer. We'll be able to put on the AR glasses and just look at you and talk to you, and I can see your full medical history, including your genetic makeup. We also have an AI, another company we're bringing in. It's an AI chatbot that has a 3D model of your body, so you can have that on your iPad or on your mobile phone. So you can have access to a doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can have a 3D virtual body to see what have I had done, what do I need to have done. With the AI, with the artificial intelligence, it will predict what you may want to have done. So that's some of what we're doing. And again, we've already added the wind gene. This will be the next phase to have these types of smart clinics plus smart labs. And we've already got the clinics in Taiwan. Next will be in China with our partner. And there's just some other. We're co-organizer of the Taipei Taiwan Smart City. And this is the chief architect, good friend of mine. He's the head of the whole Asian Silicon Valley project. And we co-organize, we brought in all the VR, AR into Smart City exhibition. And so now we do the VR, AR part of Smart City. And we're going to be doing the VR, AR part of the real Smart City, which will be the new Asian Silicon Valley Smart City. And I won't show you all these, but some of our advisors, former government lobbyists, and some people involved in government. This founder of Acer Computer, and some other kind of big names, people that we have both academic CEOs, founders of big name companies, and doctors. We do have people from other areas, mixed in aerospace and defense. So it's been the aerospace sector for us. Anyway, Industry 4.0, travel, hotel. This guy's had the Travel Association for 40, 50 years, and so we work with hotels and hotel owners, travel. And here's just some of the companies we invest in and work with, from healthcare, biotech. So we'll do everything from IPO roadshows, investment, fundraising. So each one we've raised a couple million, 5 million, 10 million, a few million. Okay, so, and here's one of our genetic blood testing. We're integrating VR, AR, and AI. So what we do is we'll take a company like this, and then we'll add in the technology, and it will help them to get funding. Because if you just have a standalone product, it's a device. It's a dumb device, right? So we will get them on the platform. So in this case, like IOMT, Internet of Medical Things. So we get them on the IOMT platform, add in the big data, right? Machine learning, ML, AI, artificial intelligence, and then VR, even VR, AR. Okay, for genes. And then bring them in to the smart clinics and the smart labs. Because before they just have the blood draw, this is a finger blood draw device, and they have the genetic test. But without that, it's just a device. Right? But when you can add in the VR, AR, and you can add in the other technologies, it makes you much. You really need a special sauce. You need something. If you just have a device we always say the first time somebody brings us any kind of device, how quickly can they copy it in China? You know? So if, you know, and people say, oh, I can protect it, I'll protect my patent, I have a patent, I have IP, you know, whatever. You know, they can copy it pretty quickly, especially if it's, you don't have anything special. If you don't have anything that, like this, like what we've done for them, you know, it may take them some time, because even this is somewhat sophisticated, but you know, it may take them some time to do. But some of the companies like this, you know, it may sit on the advisory board in all different levels of consulting advisory. We're assisting them to enter other new markets throughout Asia, eventually to Europe here and other places, and a lot of the different standard kind of chambers and government. I'm advisor to the Taiwan Government Technology Research Institute, and we work in a lot of the tech parks in Taiwan and throughout. So yeah, probably better. I'm probably gone way over, right? So this is part of the new airport project, Aerotropolis. So they were looking for a wayfinding app. Use your iPhone or iPad to find your way around using augmented reality in the airport. So we could use, I've talked to some of the companies here, a couple of the companies here from Portugal that are doing some different for real estate and things like that. So if you have those companies here, feel free to talk to me and we'll see how we can get them into the market there. This would be, because we're neutral. We have companies we work with, but if you have a better solution for things like this, for travel, hotel, anything, let us know in the different cities throughout. I won't go into that too much. This is we call it smart corridor, smart machinery, and an HTC Vive. There's some of the other cities. Industrial automation, so we do a lot. These are different cities throughout Taiwan, and their specialties in different smart machinery and things like that. Smart automation, and then we've got this is where the airport is. It's the center of the whole new airport, new Asian Silicon Valley, the whole 3.6 or $3.3 billion project, about $300 million for startups as well. So looking to attract a lot of startups there. And some of these are government ministers and others that we work with there. So it's called ASV, Asian Silicon Valley, and all the different institutes there. There's the mayor of Taipei. I was in the mayor's angel panel advisor to help bring more, develop the economy, help bring more startups, help bring more investments, and international exchange. Like I said, one of the big things was getting all the language, the websites in English, so you can apply for a grant, loan. So we've attracted a lot of startups to the incubators there because there's so much money. There are millions of dollars. Nobody even applied for it because it wasn't in English. Even after it was in English, not that many applied for it. So we have millions of dollars available that nobody applies for, and they've given millions away. They're wanting to. So I'll end there. I think I went way over, but if you have ideas how we can build bridges, again, it can be investments, it can be exchange, it can be. We bring delegations back and forth. I assist companies here to enter the markets there. We don't have any one way that we do it. Okay, so I'll leave that. All right. Any questions? So you could jump in.
I actually have one. Regarding you talked about the tourism and travel industry.
Yeah.
But I get that. How are you working with it? Was it regarding the airport project or?
Yeah. we've got quite a few partners. One partner is head of it's called the Travel Association. Well, it has a Chinese name, but the short is a Travel and Industry Association. I think it is Travel and Hotel Association, and he does. He's been doing training and development for all the hotels for 40 or 50 years, and so we're working with. I gave a talk to about 50 hotel owners, and a lot of the hotel owners also own construction companies. So they're all looking to see how can I use VR, AR in my construction company, in my hotel, because it's a great place to travel, but tourism is down. The hotel rooms are not as full, right? Because, especially with the China situation, because they're shifting. China reduced the number of tourists. So now Taiwan is working to increase the number from Japan, Korea, Thailand, other places. So while they're doing that, they want to increase, they want to make their hotels smart. And so that's one way. The other way, the hotel owners want it, and the other way is that the travel, we met with the travel minister, so the head of the travel Taiwan government. And they want to, make the airport smart using VR, AR, and they want to make, come up with something where you can arrive at the airport, download, an AR app, see the duty-free shops with your, iPad, come on in, buy something, a discount. You get on the metro, MRT we call it, metro, you can interact, or in a taxi cab and get to your hotel. So we propose something like that would be from the airport all the way through. So it's across hotel owners to the travel industry or travel ministry. Yeah. Oh, back there. I saw back there for a second.
How does that coordinate to the manufacturing? Because prior to presenting the VR, you have to have the project designed by the engineers to build the airport. So they had to input it on the VR system.
Yeah. If it's not like built in from the foundation.
Yes, built in from the foundation.
Yes.
To the VR, to the tourists.
Well, yeah, that's the better, because they're building a new airport. So that part, there's more opportunity to get in on the early, but it's always a challenge. Otherwise, you've got it right, like retrofit type thing. So you got to go back and kind of make it fit. So that's why we're working with the Smart City and the Asian Silicon Valley, because that's just beginning, and so they can implement that in with the chief architect who was in the picture, who's a friend of mine. So we're working with the chief architect to build it in, so you don't have to go back and do it. Yeah, it's always better, but just like any of these technologies, everyone's kind of waiting to see, is this going to be, but by that time it'll be too late. By that time, if you can use a different airport, you'll use that, because you've seen Gartner research, a lot of the big research companies, 25% of all companies are just going to collapse. Before it used to be, not changing, not adapting, and not implementing new innovations might mean a loss of millions or billions of dollars. Now it just means total collapse. I mean, if your competition is implementing and innovating and you're not, may already be too late for a lot of companies. So, we're going to see 25% and maybe a third of all employees. These are a lot of the numbers. So we hope we can, like I said, with the digital center and what we're doing, prevent people from being left behind. And we can, we're always evangelizing to say, hey, get it in, build it in from the ground.
From the 3D model from the engineer.
Yeah.
And it's easier to be a hotel manager
Mhm.
present to the tourist.
Yeah,
Or it is.
I agree. Yeah, I would prefer. Yeah, that's good point. Yes.
Hello, my name is
Yeah.
Fernando. Is there any smart hotels in Taiwan or already? There is.
We're starting, and now they're still kind of going back to the traditional way, like W Hotel with
Auto completely automatic. You
Yeah.
no one is working on the hotel. You make the auto check-in, the auto, the keys are automatically, the doors open.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like W Hotel has all the controls. So
That technology already exists.
yeah, we've had it a long time, right? So use your iPad to control everything in your room, your air, and all this. But no, we haven't seen it yet. I think we will. We will. And like I say, if your competition is already doing that, we did some. In Singapore, we did some pilots with AR glasses and things like that. We're doing pilots with art, interaction with contemporary art. So that's another thing. We work with museums, and I've talked to some technology companies that do all the museums in the world, and or most of them, like with the listening. They still use the old type listening device, and to say, hey, this is perfect. AR, VR is perfect. AR is perfect for you, but they're still even slow to adapt this. But someone can come in, disrupt you, like that, and there's no second chance. Even though they've been providing this technology, they're the number one company providing the audio in the museums. Somebody comes in and has an AR version, I think you may not have a second chance. I don't think you will. Anyone else? Anything? All right, thirsty? Okay. Okay, all right. Sorry, I probably went way over. Thank you. I'll give you guys around. Thank you very much for coming.
Well, afterwards, you will probably also have gas. So probably you all will have the opportunity also to have a drink.
Just hang out
and we can always harass David later. All of your questions. I will do that also because I took some notes and really interesting stuff. And now, really interesting. Now Inez is going to tell us a bit about Startup Weekend. It's already connected. I thought that we were going to have. No, you are really, yes, and it's okay. Well, Inez, you take it off.
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks for being here with us and talk after. It was a little bit difficult because it was such a good experience, but to catch your attention, I've created a discount code. So I'm going to talk about an event, and you can write down this discount code to have a discount just for today, okay? It's not going to be to the whole weekend. We are going to talk about Startup Weekend. Startup Weekend is an event created by Techstars. And Techstars is a company that has been bought by Google a long time ago. And these events are events that happens all around the world, like more than 200 events a year, where the main idea is to get people to transform an idea in a business in 54 hours. We get developers, designers, marketeers, and startup enthusiasts together on a Friday night so they can transform an idea in a company in one weekend. This happens in more than 150 countries, more than 1,475 cities all around the globe. We have already 410,000 participants until now, and 5,000 tech startups happened since 2009. Okay, I'll have a video to you guys now, for example, but let me get the sound from here. This one that happened in Brazil a few months ago.
Startup é um grupo de pessoas que busca pela validação de um modelo de negócio que possa ser repetível e escalável. Startup Weekend ele acontece de sexta-feira até domingo, onde participantes chegam com nada e ao final dessas 54 horas de muita imersão e de muito trabalho, eles conseguem gerar negócios incríveis. Apesar da gente falar sobre formação e criação de negócios, o que a gente almeja é formar pessoas. A gente acredita que as pessoas que forem aqui formadas são capacitadas a continuar novos negócios e começar novos negócios. A gente entende que a metodologia é suficiente para impactar e empoderar mais pessoas.
Ninguém identifica um problema e parte direto para a solução.
Ame o problema e não a solução. Acredite no problema, a solução vocês encontram durante o caminho.
Aqui em Caxias do Sul, a gente tem como patrocinador a Marco Polo, que entendeu o potencial que isso pode gerar para a cultura da empresa e como esses negócios podem agregar na Marco Polo no futuro.
Botar para quebrar! Chama de mãe!
Valeu, galera. Valeu, Caxias do Sul.
So this is a quite good example of what Startup Weekend is. We are working 3 days. It starts on Friday by the end of the day, where we get people together. They come with all their ideas. Everybody can pitch their own idea. They don't have to have any business running. It's just an idea. So everybody together pitch those ideas. The groups select the 10 best ideas, and those ideas are going to be on work during the weekend. On the Friday night, we have a dinner with usually pizza and networking, so everybody can know each other. Then you have the pitch of 60 seconds. The teams are forward, choosing the best ideas of the night. In the second day, we have the mentors working together with the teams. We have selected 16 excellent members in Lisbon. They use it to work with VR, AR, and business, and they are going to be working with the teams during the weekend, coaching them to transform that idea into a business. In the third day, they will have a speaker coaching them on how to pitch that idea to judges in the end of the day, and they will start to run the idea and pitch by the end of the day, and then celebrate the winners. We have also some cases here. You can find here. Uniplaces is a company, a Portuguese company that was created inside one of those events in 2011, and those other companies were all funded, and the ideas came from one startup weekend all around the world. Sorry. And what is the difference between the rest of the startup weekends and the startup weekend that we are creating here in Lisbon? This is going to be the first all-immersive solution created startup weekend. All the solutions from all the teams that we are selecting will have to use VR, AR, or another one immersive solution. So this is going to be the first one in the world. This is not immersive. We will have VR, AR as the main sponsor for us, and Founder Institute helping us with some mentors and the help along the way. This is going to run on Palácio Sotomayor. We want to have a great partner that is Idea Hub, and they will host us during the weekend. People can arrive there on Friday and just leave on the Sunday. They can rest over there. They will be resting and working over the weekend. So today we have the media just to explain to you a little bit better what is going to happen. We will have a webinar on the 2nd of July with Thiago to explain a little bit more of what kind of solutions people can use in dealing with this weekend, so we can teach a little bit about what can be used, and the main event is going to run on 12th of July. We will expect to have 60 participants. We will have 16 mentors, 5 judges, and we are working with 8 people in the organizing team. And this is the dream team of Startup Weekend. So the main idea of the event is to change the life of people who have an idea and wants to change it to become an entrepreneur, have their own business. And that's it. Thank you. Let me begin back to the code. So now that you know what I'm talking about, you can buy it. You can buy it directly using the Instagram account. You have a ticket button over there. Just search that ticket button and use the list policy 180506 code, and you have discount only valid for today until 9 p.m. Okay? Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Vamos tirar a partir o deck, já sim. Antes de nós fazermos aqui a transição para o networking, e enquanto nós vamos ali buscar alguns elementos importantes para esse networking, Francisco tem um projeto novo, chama-se Santa Pouco, pronto, e agora vai apresentar um bocadinho.
Toda a gente aqui fala português. Who doesn't speak English? Okay. First of all, thank you, Luís and Thiago, for organizing this. Fantastic. And for being so competent and nice people. Okay, good. Em relação ao mestre, eu vou dizer assim sobre o Techstar Weekend. Eu participei pela primeira vez de 7 a 19 de maio em São Miguel dos Açores. É fantástico. Além de ser fantástico, a Google oferece-nos a cada equipa $3.000 para gastarmos durante o ano na cloud. Machine Learning, Google Translate, não no Maps, mas $3.000. Eu era o CTO do meu grupo, o grupo que eu só conheci lá, então fiquei com os $3.000, pagou largamente a viagem, e eu acho que também vão ter esse apoio, não? Da Google. A Google vai dar a cada equipa $3.000 durante um ano. Ok, isso é importante, é muito importante. Portanto, os 80 euros ou 50 euros de entrada para isso. Ok, vamos aqui passar à minha apresentação. O David disse que as pessoas têm que escolher um nicho. Eu escolhi o nicho da realidade aumentada na minha plataforma, que é baseada em marcadores AR. A minha plataforma chama-se Universe e tem apps que fazem tudo e mais alguma coisa. Tem uma série de tecnologias, uma delas é a realidade aumentada. A brand, a marca que engloba tudo o que eu faço em realidade aumentada, ou o que a plataforma faz, chama-se Charad. É charad.com e vão lá. Se me quiserem enviar um e-mail, o mais fácil é francisco@charad.com e eu recebo. O que é que nós agora estamos a lançar? Em Abrantes, no Tagus Valley, onde o meu partner e amigo Luís Matos é originário, ou é entusiasta e vive, é uma região super avançada e tem um tecnopolo, é o Tagus Valley. Nós estamos numa closed beta com um sistema de wayfinding, indoor positioning, ou seja, orientação dentro do edifício. Quem é que já se perdeu no hospital aqui? Okay. Quem é que já foi ao Santa Maria, ao São João no Porto, ou ao Hospital Universitário em Coimbra? Hoje eu vim do convento de Cristo, assim, diretamente assim, para aqui, que tem a ver com a Ilha Formosa, não é? E eu estava lá com um alemão que partiu o braço. E ele estava furioso, perdeu-se no hospital alemão. Portanto, quem se perde no hospital alemão, então perde-se em todo lado. Ou seja, o que é que nós estamos a fazer, a lançar agora? Nós colocamos no edifício estes marcadores de realidade aumentada. Podem ser pretos e brancos, podem ter uma cor, têm vários tamanhos. Na entrada, nos parqueamentos, nos elevadores, nas escadas, nas entradas das salas, em todo o lado. Colocamos estes marcadores que é muito barato imprimir e colar, ou pode ser fabricar. No edifício da Tagus Valley são 2 andares, com imensas salas, com auditórios, e nós colocamos 78 marcadores. O imprimir, as folhas e a tinta ficou em menos de 15 euros. É 15 euros e temos um edifício grande, todo com assistência à orientação em realidade aumentada. Ok? Como é que isso aqui funciona? Vocês, por exemplo, isso é um exemplo para o hospital, com um telemóvel, não precisam de instalar qualquer app. Funciona em mais de 90% dos telemóveis que as pessoas têm, certo? E põem, por exemplo, luzigo.pt e tem um menu em que vocês podem dizer que vão, aqui neste caso, para o quarto 138, ou para a consulta externa, ou dependendo do edifício, para onde quer que haja o marcador. Podem ir para uma sala de espera, podem ir para um corredor, um quarto, uma farmácia, onde quer. E facilmente então apontam o telemóvel. Estes marcadores é como um QR Code, mas em grande, e não é preciso aproximar-se. Um dos problemas que nós temos tido em Abrantes é que as pessoas têm a tendência de se aproximar. Não? Podem estar aqui 1 metro ou 2 metros e veem uma seta ou instruções, apanhar o elevador, vão para a direita, vão para a esquerda, vão subir. É muito fácil, é muito barato. O que é que eu venho aqui? Venho aqui então divulgar, dizer que nós em julho vamos de certeza começar a aceitar lá até visitas de quem esteja interessado. Portanto, o que é que nos interessa? Acho que o target número 1 são hospitais. Há 138 mil hospitais no mundo. A nossa solução é completamente, como o David disse, deve ser software as a service. Okay? Estamos a preparar para ter aquele user experience, os 6 passos que já temos definido e que vocês podem aqui em charad.com, vão ao Go e tem lá a indicação dos 6 passos que, utilizando a nossa plataforma, usam, as ferramentas que temos para ajudar a conectar. Portanto, se vocês assim souberem de alguém com interesse de hospitais, clínicas, edifícios, já tivemos uma reunião interessante aqui com o Metro de Lisboa para meter isto aqui na linha vermelha por causa do Web Summit e, portanto, estamos a começar. A tecnologia não é a mais avançada de realidade aumentada, mas é que funciona. Nós damos para que funcione de maneira prática. Quem que chega ao parking do hospital e vai instalar uma app para se orientar? Ok? Portanto, não vos roubo mais tempo. Techstars Weekend. Aconselho, qualquer que seja a vossa idade, aos designer, programador, manager, marketeer, é uma experiência fantástica. É muito boa, mas é cansativa. Depois os $2.000 descansam-nos um pouco, mas olha, estou obrigadíssimo. Quem tiver contactos, ou mesmo pessoas assim de informática que queiram ir oferecer estes serviços a empresas, portanto nós estamos abertos e estamos a avançar agora. Ok? Bom. Thank you very much. Quem quiser experimentar aqui, chega para o inclusive.pt, escolhe um sítio e então começa aqui a apontar e vai ver que então vai ver o cheque. Mas alguém tiver a possibilidade, com o telemóvel, o browser, inclusive.pt. Quem não quiser vir aqui, vai ao inclusive.pt, tem um botão verde em baixo. Clica no botão verde e depois escolhe o sítio em Go e vê as setas que iriam aparecer nos marcadores. Portanto, quem for tímido, então vai ao inclusive.pt, no final tem um botão verde, então consegue ver o que então as setas. Se quiser vir até aqui, então pronto, aproxima-se, não está completamente assim claro, mas pode assim ter uma experiência de que um dia vai estar num hospital perto de si.
Obrigado. Obrigado. Vamos dar um bocado, então, início às nossas hostilidades. Temos cerveja, há mais cerveja lá embaixo. E aproveitem, por favor, para experimentar head-mounted display destes senhores, que é a melhor coisa do mundo. Não saiam daqui sem experimentar. Ok. Vocês vão apresentar? Não. Quer? Podem guardar? Pois. Vamos abrir as cervejas e nem vocês falam. Bem, só porque eles ofereceram uma cerveja é que eu venho aqui. Caso contrário. Bem, isto é um dispositivo de realidade aumentada. Vocês, se calhar, já viram alguns. A particularidade deste dispositivo é que vocês conseguem se ligar aos vossos dispositivos móveis. Portanto, vocês podem se ligar ao vosso smartphone, ao vosso tablet ou ao vosso computador. E, portanto, tudo aquilo que vem no ecrã desses dispositivos conseguem ver projetado à frente. Portanto, eu, neste momento, ligo aqui ao meu telemóvel e está aqui a passar um vídeo qualquer do YouTube e está projetado à minha frente. Portanto, eu vou andar e aceder a qualquer tipo de informação. Quem diz o YouTube, diz o Google Maps, diz uma aplicação de realidade aumentada que alguma empresa tenha desenvolvido para uma aplicação especial, qualquer coisa. Eu vejo todo o conteúdo e faço uso de todas as aplicações que correm no meu telemóvel. Portanto, é convosco aquilo que desejam ver projetado em frente aos olhos, seja instruções de trabalho, em termos de texto, seja esquemáticos, seja vídeo. E veem isto com boa resolução. Conseguem ver as letrinhas mais pequenas que existe no Messenger ou muita coisa qualquer. Portanto, essas são algumas das vantagens, outras é que nós conseguimos usar isso simultaneamente com óculos. Portanto, depois posso fazer assim, meto os meus óculos e eu corrijo a minha acuidade visual. Em caso deste separativo, o utilizador pode mudar em segundos, turno novo. A bateria dura quase um turno de trabalho. Mesmo que não seja suficiente, o utilizador pode tirar a bateria e substituí-lo rapidamente. Portanto, existem muitas vantagens neste dispositivo que chama-se VIP Display, que é Versátil Personal Display. Se quiserem fazer alguma pergunta, ou se quiserem experimentar, depois podem ir aqui connosco. Tem tracking de movimento ou não? Não.
Sim, este dispositivo não tem tracker, nós temos outros. Este faz apenas um mirroring da informação que está nos nossos dispositivos para aqui. Temos um outro dispositivo que tem uma câmera em que essa câmera está a filmar aqui a audiência e alguém na Malásia abre uma webpage e vê exatamente aquilo que esta câmera está a filmar. Portanto, o que é que isso serve? Para Video Remote Assistance. Se eu estiver aqui a trabalhar numa máquina, se eu sou um rookie, eu não sei qual é o que fazer à máquina, como abrir, como mexer, como reparar. Alguém do outro lado está a ver esta imagem e pode fazer um screenshot, fazer uma marca e enviar para mim, e eu assim vejo que já está lá à minha frente essa imagem com instruções. Os trackings e todos esses controles nós utilizamos nos GPS, os acelerómetros, os magnetómetros, os giroscópios e as bússolas que estão instaladas no próprio telemóvel. E por isso não trazemos esses sensing elements para o dispositivo e só ia aumentar o peso, aumentar o consumo, quando eles já correm muito bem e as pessoas sabem mexer nos próprios dispositivos. Hello. Okay, thanks again for all the presentations. Right now we'll just mingle. We invite you to have a beer, to get some snacks. We have more, so don't be shy. Thank you again for coming, especially in the middle of the week to an event that starts so early. But we always have a lot of things to tell and show. And at the end of the day, I always want to go home early as well. So thanks a lot for coming. And so have fun and hope to see you next time. Okay.
Grazie.
atividade, digamos, com a solução